Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Twisted Tuesday WFO Racing Network style. I am your host, Deadman Strowman, and along with my co-host or co-partner, the guy who touches my leg, Crazy Bull. How are you doing tonight?
The hell? I ain't one of those kids for biting.
So there you go. And we'll get started right after this. Perfect opening. Ah. Half the song's fucking muted. What the hell?
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this now? Are you ready for this? Now take it to the street. You ain't seen nothing like this now. Let me hear your hands clap. It's my time, I'm back on my feet now. Miss a beat, that's the way I roll. You can watch me doing it. Hold on now. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this now? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this now? Are you ready for this?
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
Well, there we go, and we're back.
Welcome back.
We've already had multiple difficulties. One, I have no sounds, I have no music because I have no stream deck. And then, you know, the sound guy muted the song and not me, and so he pushed the wrong button. What a way to start out right here tonight on Twisted Tuesday.
And there's another thing.
Oh God.
So DMS, you're a connoisseur of the smoking of things, correct?
Yeah.
Legal things.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
How do I spell what?
Tobacco.
The same way that it was on the goddamn website. So, I mean, I looked at it funny too.
I'm just adding to the list. If you're gonna have a list of things, I'm just adding it.
Oh, for crying out loud. Well, again, not my problem. My job isn't to spell check,
Maybe it should be.
It's called copy and paste. So if it's spelled wrong in the track, it is definitely going to be spelled wrong on the title. Anyway, you got any news about Kentucky since we ain't got no background music?
All right. Well, it was opened in the year 2000. It is a half-mile track.
Yeah.
It has variable banking ranging from 14 to 17 degrees in the turns. The
variable
top
banking.
Yeah.
Go
It
ahead, keep going.
top speed was by Kyle Busch in 2014 with a speed of over 182 miles per hour.
Kyle Busch. I'm trying to be that dramatic background for you.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah, we don't have any background music, so I'm trying to,
Gotcha. It's about half located in Sparta, Kentucky, which is halfway between Cincinnati and Louisville.
Sparta, Kentucky.
And it can hold over 70,000 spectators.
70,000 fans. See how that's working out?
70,000.
70,000. See how that's working out? I think it's working out great.
Oh,
Creepy as hell, but
Start calling you Uncle Joe.
Anyway, we've got. Are you done?
Maybe. Probably not, but maybe.
We've got 19 cars on the track tonight. We got Vern Bradley, Roy Hyde, LZ Daly, Richard Holland. Vern Bradley setting the pace tonight. Whoop, 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 whoop. Roy Hyde, LZ Daly, Richard Holland, Rick Vergone, Dakota Floyd, Glenn Jameson, William Britton, Bert Wilson, Brad Patterson, John Sanu, Michael McCulley, Austin, Billy Bobby, Joe Wagner, Jacques Sweeney, Travis Smith, Mike Mitchell, Lance Yancey, DJ Lee, and Paul Patterson will be with us tonight. Is there anything? Is there pit lane? I don't know.
I mean, there is if you click on a car that's actually like showing.
Yeah, there is none. There they are.
Oh, there is.
There they is.
You just weren't clicked on the right one.
I was too clicked on the right ones. You just hush. Anyway, there's our pole sitter right there. And is it up? Is it posted? It sure is.
Yep, good luck.
Why don't you go ahead and run down through the pole there, Brazy?
You just did.
No, we didn't.
You literally just did.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we? Well, go ahead, do it again, damn it.
All right, so your pole place is going to be Vern Bradley in that 14.
Your pole place? I got
your
a pole place.
Your pole sitter.
There you go. Your pole place. This
Pole
is a
place,
family show.
Pole place sounds better than pole sitter. I mean, honestly.
Let's have a night, fellas. I agree. Hey, are you going to get the polls or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
In second place is going to be Roy Hyde. I didn't know if the camera guy was going with us or not.
Why? You don't ever wait up for him anyway. I mean, what good is
So
that?
the time I wait for him, the time he's not going to do it, huh?
There it is. All right.
Third is going to be Elsie Daly in the number 6 Ford. Richard Holland will be next to him in the Chevy 31. Rick Vagone is in number 10, and is also in a Ford. Dakota Floyd in the 24 in a Toyota. It's going to be number 6. Glenn Jameson in the 63 Ford is going to be 7th place. William Britton in the 64 Ford is going to be 8th. Burt Wilson in a 70 Ford is going to be 9th. Brad Patterson in that number 42 Ford is going to be 10th place. John Sanu is going to be 11th, or did they switch already?
You're good.
John Sanu is going to be 11th. Michael McCauley is 12th. Austin, Ricky, Bobby, John Jingle, Jingleheimer, Schmidt, Wagner is in the 88 Toyota in 13th. Chuck Sweeting in the 75 Chevy, going to be 13th, 14th. Travis Smith in that 97 Chevy is going to be 15th. Lance Yancey in that Ford 77 is going to be 17th. They switched around on me again. Mike Mitchell in that number 2 Ford is now 17th. Paul Patterson in that 51 Ford is going to be 18th. And TJ Lee in the 34 Chevrolet is going to be number 19.
There we go. And we're already on green flag. You take too long. Let's get right into it. Crank it up. Underway on Twisted Tuesday, the WFO Racing Network of Kentucky. Already 3 laps down. Going to be a quick race tonight, it looks like. Ain't there, dear boss?
Boss, who are you talking to? Sure as hell ain't me.
There is your leader right there. There's your leader right there, and your pole sitter, Vern Bradley, in the
Getting a little
14.
choked up by that?
Are you just going to keep interrupting me all damn night, or what?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, at least, at least now I know. Elsie Daly in second place. Roy Hyde in the 00 in third. Richard Holland in the 31. And William Britton. Just getting
let's be honest.
What? Crazy? What do you want to be honest about? The fact that you hold my leg all night long?
I don't hold your leg all night long. All right?
All night long. All night. Man.
No.
Can you imagine if we did an X-rated version of this show? I mean, not X-rated, but I mean,
No.
naked announcer.
You know what? I'll let Nation sub those days because I ain't going to be here for it.
Oh, yeah? How do you know I'm not already? There's no camera.
Anyhow, what I was saying was, we've been doing this for how many weeks now? And how many weeks that we've done this have I interrupted you?
Every week.
All right, so you should be used to it by now.
I mean, like 500 times a night.
So you should definitely be used to it by now.
Hey, look at that. Vern Bradley already moving out to about a minute, 30-second lead over there. You think he's
What's
doing
going
those
on,
cheat
Emily?
codes again?
Huh?
You think he's using those cheat codes again here in Kentucky?
A little early.
A little early to be doing that, I guess. What's up, Emily? How are you tonight? By the way, big shout out to our Twitch family who's watching us tonight. Not very many of them. Hey, what the hell? By the way, this man right here, just so you guys know, this man right there that is looking into trying to get past LZ Daly in the 6th is your points leader. So far,
I'm
this year.
impressed.
Yeah. Followed
You
by
did some research.
Followed by Richard Holland and Lance Yancey, both tied with only 3 points behind. So they're all going to be pushing it for it all night long. All night. Vern Bradley dropping 4 points last week from the Glen. And Austin, Willie Bob, Joe, Schmidt, whatever, had about 15 more names. Wagner was the biggest gain last week.
And would have been more.
It would have been more if he wouldn't have celebrated just a tad bit on the outside before all the vehicles crossed the start-finish line. But he did really good. He had a great week, went up 5 points. Moved into the 13th spot. And there you go.
I am impressed.
If you want to know the rest, Crazy will have to tell you because I can only handle so much information at a time. Smoke starts coming out, you know. It's just not pretty. LZ Daly driving down into the inside there. He has lost a spot, but he gains it right back. In behind him is, of course, Roy Hyde, William Britton in the 64 machine. And look who's coming up. Richard Holland in the 31. He's got it. Mobile now, huh? Has it always been mobile? Or am I just losing it?
I think he's been mobile the last couple times.
Okay. Well, it's mobile now. Right behind him is Castro. Castro. Did you ever have that castor oil when you... Nah, what am I talking about? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Driving down to the inside. Richard Holland looking to go ahead and take... Oh, 3 wide.
3 wide.
We are 3 wide in Kentucky. At a Kentucky. And you know who ended up to being the best? William Britton. William Britton ended up being the absolute winner of that deal, that whole exchange. And we have a yellow. We have caution lights are out. Let's go ahead and see what we see. Do I have that? Yeah.
If it's that one.
If it's that one. Michael Mitchell.
Checking out for the.
Checked
out for the 2 car.
Oh. Yeah, there's been a little bit of help.
Middle of the back straight away.
A little bit of help there. Sure, it wasn't on purpose. It looks like the 86 is going to come up. John Sanu, and just going to, We told you to pull over at lap 4. And there we go. Michael Mitchell going around. Let's get back live.
Round and round.
And there we go. Under our first caution tonight here in Kentucky. Tucked it. Oh, not tuck. Not, whatever. Kentucky. Kentucky.
Sure.
Kentucky. Kentucky.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And for any of those of you
Look at
that
that.
are wondering of those stats that DMS was reading off, you can click that link right there and it'll take you and you can go look at the stats of your favorite driver.
There you go. There you go. You sure can. Well, it looks like we're going to get a pit stop out of this. Tires, fuel, vroom vroom juice. Except for Vern.
That was interesting. It looked like
I don't think
like
LZ.
Mitchell.
I don't think LZ tipped it either.
No.
Going to put Glenn Jameson in the teammates. So look at that. Glenn Jameson Burt Wilson, and the hot tamale of Brad Patterson.
Top 7 places did not pit. And it looked like Mike Mitchell pulled into the pits, but then didn't stop in the pits. So I'm not exactly sure what.
Maybe he was still spinning. Maybe his head was still spinning.
He's taking a shortcut to catch back up.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, well, that's just absolute bullshit.
But
2 camera angles are the same.
well, it's a little bit lower budget here in Kentucky.
A little. Gotta get 30 fans together. You just get a full set of. Anyway, lights are out. Caution number 1 here at Kentucky. Kentucky. Sure, you to wave at your favorite driver as they come around. Hi. Did you ever do that as a kid? Remember the announcer used to come on there, wave at your favorite driver.
I did. I used to go to the racetrack. My dad actually had to race for a couple of weeks.
Your dad had to race for a couple of weeks.
Yep. The one of the, what was it? My aunt's husband at the time, ex-husband now, used to race, and he got in a car accident in one of the races and broke his foot, and my dad had to drive for him.
Pit cars. Why does this sound like a Dear Abby episode? Anyway, we're going back green.
Green.
Byrne getting another good jump right out there. And look at this. Glenn Jamison going to drive down to the inside with Austin Bobby Wagner. Oh, Ricky Bobby Wagner. He's going to tag back up there to the top and drop back down in behind him. LZ Daly still holding on into second there. But they're coming. They're coming.
Coming, got cars everywhere. Literally everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Get a blimp view. There you go. There's a good look at the third, fourth, and fifth. Troy Hyde going to the outside of Burt Wilson.
Good view of the different lines that are being taken by everybody.
We even have on top of the camera cam. I mean, on top of the camper cam. Also known as drunk cam.
Top of the camera cam.
Good on, man. I know what it was saying.
Well, at least you know.
Back here at the front, Austin Wagner challenging LZ Daly for that second spot. And he's going to take it down on the inside. And look who he has in sight.
The one, the only wall tester himself, Mr. Vern Bradley.
Mr. Vern Bradley. We don't have a really good, it really don't have a good pan out camera. I guess that's because the track is real small. Look at this, Richard Holland diving down to the inside, going to take that third spot away from and move back up from LZ Daly And he is going to add a little bit of pressure over there to Austin Wagner. This is for second place, Richard Holland. Is he going to be able to get a little bit of bumper underneath?
that way.
And it does. And look at that. He's going right in for Vern. Richard Holland is staying down on the low side, going to edge out Vern. And look at that. We have a new race leader right now. Vern going all the way up the wall out. Austin Wagner going to try to keep that door open. And look, out of nowhere, Rick Vergone in the 10 machine coming in. And he's going to plaster his bumper right there. Look, poor Vern's going, what the fuck just happened? I was leading and no one around. And look at that. There we go. There we go. Rick Vergone and William Britton going to follow him around. And now we have a whole new top five. Vern Bradley actually able to get back down in to that top five. Right in behind Austin Wagner though. LZ Daly, he just can't even believe what the hell. I was second, now I'm sixth. Vern's going, hey, I know. I was first, and then I wasn't. This is a very fast track. Already 24 laps down.
Now, the only thing I can say is numbers 1, 2, and 3 all got tires on that pit stop, or all had a pit stop. I don't know if they got tires.
Yes, they did. They pitted. They pitted. And look, it might have been paying off.
They got almost a 2-second gap. 1, 2, and 3 to 4.
Look, somebody got common core. These guys race pretty clean. Yes, they do. WFO Racing Network has improved year after year after year. And I got to tell you, I'm impressed. Not that that means anything, but hey, you know. We're going to go back down here to the number 4 spot. And look who came in behind. Lance Yancey has moved his way up now, getting around Vern Bradley and tucking in behind Austin Wagner. Oh, going to get a little to the outside. I think you're right, Crazy. I think that, just a couple of extra laps. Because here comes Lance Yancey, and he is going to take over the 4th spot. Up 13 spots total. He's now in 4th. And we're not done yet. Look at this, 63, Glenn Jameson. He's moving up.
Moving on up.
Back to the front here, we've got Richard Holland, William Britton, and Rick Vergone, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
And change his name to Richard Holland. He is hauling for that first spot.
You just horrible dad joke. Damn. Didn't know you messed with iRacing too. We announce for WFO Racing Network on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We do cars at night or cars on
Tuesday.
Oh yeah, Tuesday.
We do cars on Tuesday and we do the truck series on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. We owe it. We have some very good friends that have a fantastic race league. And yeah, happy to be a part of it. Richard Holland increasing his lead now to 3.5 seconds over 4th spot. I guess you could see that. I've got the gap up there. Got exciting there for a little bit.
4th spot is actually our top spot gainer with up 13 spots right now.
You don't. When I talk in the broadcast booth, you don't actually listen, do you? Because
Yeah.
I just said Lance Yancey moving up into the fourth, up 13 spots to take that fourth position, and you
Well, I was
turn
adding
right
to it.
around and say, that's actually
Biggest mover.
uh-huh.
So I was adding to it.
You were adding to it. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to be in the Coke series many moons ago. That's the big leagues, isn't it? Isn't the Coke series like the big leagues, the big dogs? I don't know. I don't know enough about
Well,
it.
it depends on if that's a racing league or if that's powder on tables.
What in the hell has gotten into you tonight?
What do you mean?
Powder on table. Where would you even get that? Excuse me. Just say no, kids. Just say no.
WFO Racing League does not condone drugs
Of any sort.
of any sort.
Wait, you got to be politically correct. We do not condone, nor do we condemn. I mean, gotta cover all bases there. So I had a crazy day at work yesterday.
You went to work yesterday?
Yeah, well, shut up. Anyway,
Anyway,
I was
Carry on.
I was trying to use my big word of the day
today or yesterday?
yesterday.
Okay.
Follow with me here. I'll never
trying
get
to
the
follow.
story out if I have to keep going back and explaining shit to you. Anyway,
Carry on.
the word for the day was reiterate.
Okay.
And I went in
Like you
there,
had to reiterate the story to me several times.
apparently. And I'm going to probably several more times because you won't let me get the goddamn story out. So I go
Okay,
in
carry
there. And I said, I have to reiterate something.
You have to what?
Reiterate. And everybody kind of looked at me and was, yeah, that doesn't sound right. And I went, that doesn't sound right. I had 4 guys saying reiterate. And we could not, for the life of us, figure out what in the hell we were doing wrong. And then it hit me. Oh, hey, we're forgetting the R. Reiterate. But for like 40 minutes, we were like, reiterate, reiterate, reiterate. I guess you had to be there.
Wow.
There is your leader right there with a 4.5 second lead over Lance Yancey in 4th spot. Richard Holland. Rick Fagone in 2nd. William Britton 3rd. Kind of getting a gap in there between, 2nd and 3rd now, too. Lance Yancey and Austin Wagner still fighting over 4th. Vern Bradley moving down to 6th spot. Glenn Jameson, Chuck Sweeney, and Dakota Floyd. And LZ Daly going to round off your top 10 here tonight at the Kentucky Speedway. I also want to call it Kentucky Motor Speedway. But that's not right. But hey, why not? I could call it pretty much whatever we want because we're at the Tabbaco. Tabbaco. The Tabbaco 300.
Tabbaco.
Tabbaco. We're at the Tabbaco.
Tobacco Road. Take me home.
Gotta thank Vern Bradley for that correct spelling. He named the goddamn thing. Oh yeah, it is spell run, isn't it? Tabbaco. Tabbaco.
What do you mean? We talked about this at the beginning.
Yeah, well, you know, maybe I didn't believe you. Did you ever think of that? No. Richard Holland has not only increased his lead, but he now is a full second over Rick Vergone in second place there. And Rick Vergone's he's down a second, but he's also up a second over William Britton. What's that? You smell
Seems
something
like
that
quite the quandary.
Did you smell something that doesn't belong to you or what?
No.
Not sure where that smell's coming from. Dog's not in the room. Didn't eat Taco Bell. It was one of those slippers, wasn't it? Let's go back here real quick. Look at this. Shaping up. Glenn Jameson, Dakota Floyd, Chuck Sweeney and Vern Bradley already passing Lance Yancey, and now these guys are going to try to go to that inside route and go around him too. Maybe Lance burning off a little bit of tire, maybe? I'm not sure. Dakota Floyd going to get in there and tuck it in and try to make it 3 wide? No.
Glenn says, not right now.
Not right now. Maybe 10 laps to go, but not right now. Lance Yancey losing a lot of power and a lot of speed going around that corner this time. Just not sticking it in there like he was. Going way to the outside. I'm going to say he probably is having a little bit of problem there. Look, Vern Bradley down here. He's going down into the pits area. Now remember, he didn't pit.
He did not.
This is a strategy error. Glenn Jameson came in. Roy Hyde, Michael McCauley, Paul Patterson. Paul Patterson's been there a little bit. Last 50 minutes.
Wait, what? No.
Wait, what? Now? What?
No, he has not. He hasn't been there for 50 minutes.
It says.
No, it doesn't.
On the bottom of number 19, Paul Patterson.
Yep.
Is 1 hour and 9 minutes. 1 hour and 9 minutes on pit road.
That's seconds. 1 minute, 9 seconds.
Okay. That's what I said. 1 minute, 9 seconds.
And that's how far he was behind from first place. Or from the guy in front of him, sorry. The guy in front of him.
Listen to you trying to be all smart. You just sit down and shut up and remember your co-host.
Oh, I remember my co-host. That's why I'm fixing what you were saying.
1 minute, 8 seconds for his last lap. There.
Yes. There you go. Not 1 hour.
I'm thinking the Patterson father-son duo are down there drinking on pit road or something, because Brad was in there for over a minute too. Maybe they haven't seen each other in a while. I don't know.
What? He was in there for 44 seconds.
But the numbers keep changing and stuff. I mean, what do you want me to freaking tell you? All right, it was at 1 minute and 8 seconds. Oh my God. 30 seconds later, you look at it and go, oh no,
that wasn't his
changing
time though.
No, that was his last lap. which means if that took him the same amount of time to get around the track, that means they were both in pit road,
Thank you.
right?
Well, I mean, you can look at
what
the other
else were they
column
doing?
numbers.
Going up there and, signing titties?
Maybe.
Well, maybe. Anyway, your leader right
Cars
here.
on the lead
Richard
lap.
Hall.
Because everybody
I'm
else
just going to
pitted.
shut the fuck up. Here, go ahead. Tell them who's in the top 5, Brazy.
Go ahead.
No.
All right, fine. So you got Richard Holland, your current leader. He's got a 2.3.
Look how Rick Fergone is going down to the bottom. How you like it, bitch?
Ricky Fagone's going to be your second
Three
place
wide.
person. Then you got William Britton is going to be third, about almost 3 seconds behind Ricky Fagone. And then you got Chuck Sweeting is fourth, and Lance Yancey is going to be fifth.
And you wonder why we'll never make ESPN. TJ Lee right there is currently in 18th spot. Going a lap down. In that 34.
Another lap down.
Well, if Rick Fergone was the leader, okay, then he would have but he's not. Richard Holland is the leader. So in order to get
He's
his
already
lap
passed
back,
him.
he has to pass Richard Holland.
Not
Okay.
disagreeing.
And TJ Lee is right. I don't know where he's at. Oh, that's Paul Patterson. He's right there. Richard Holland is up in front of him.
Yep.
So that means he has not got his lap back.
I didn't say he got his lap back. I said
Yes, you
he's
did.
another lap down.
Sounds like a lover spat in the boot. He's pissed off.
I'm not pissed off at
He's
all.
pissed off because I told him he couldn't touch my knee anymore. And now TJ is going to get his lap back. See how that works? One of his laps.
And now we're on the same page.
Oh, no. I'm
Except
on
for the knee
right
touching
page.
thing. I've never touched your knee, so if you got somebody touching your knee over there,
Hey,
you might
I'm
want to
always
look
on
around
the right
because
page. I wrote the book. Even when it's wrong. Or spelled wrong. Oh, shit. Anyway, we're going to go back into the front. Richard Holland having to deal with a little bit of, had to deal with a little bit of lap traffic. I think he just decided to let him go. Because Patterson and TJ Lee are now up in front of him, where he was battling them. It's going to be kind of neat. It's going to be kind of neat to see. We only got 5 cars, the top 5 cars, and I think maybe Crazy might have to correct me, but I think those are the guys that pitted last time: Richard Holland, Fergone, William Britton, Chuck Sweeney, and Lance Yancey. And they're
Yeah,
the
they
only ones
pitted
on
on
the lead
the-
lap right now.
they pitted on that first caution, and they did not pit on that when everybody else did. So
A little bit of pit strategy, maybe determining
maybe.
factor. We are at lap 57 already. See, why do always the fun tracks go really quick? And then we get stuck with like Watkins Glen for like 6 hours to do 2 laps. I don't get it. They should have upped this one to like 300 laps.
Thank you, Paul.
This is racing.
300 laps, huh?
Okay, maybe not 300 laps. But, a 150, something like that, I mean, I'm all right with that. Looking at your race leader right there, Richard Holland in that 31 Chevrolet.
Although I'm trying to figure out where the 300's coming from, because obviously it's not laps, it's not miles, because the amount of laps that they're doing is only 202.5 miles. So
Again, I don't make this shit up. I just paste and copy.
now, if this was the Tobacco Road 200 and not the Tabbaco Road 300, it would make more sense.
Well, I mean, why have the 300 make sense if it's not tobacco? It's tobacco. Tabbaco. No, that would be another A.
I'm just surprised that the title guy didn't, proofread that before he posted it.
Title guy doesn't give two shits. He copies and pastes. I tried to tell you that.
Must be a Biden supporter.
Must be. Rick Vergone, look at this. Chuck Sweeney. Chuck Sweeney is actually in third right now, and Chuck is coming down here to hit pit road.
I wonder if those guys that were in on the early pits were hoping for another caution to be able to not have to do green caution or green pits.
I'm going to have to say yes. Okay, because that's usually what happens when you're 30 laps down. And Richard Holland still out on the track. He's probably sitting there going, man, I don't get it. Either my
Where's
fuel
everybody?
gauge, maybe my fuel gauge is lying to me, or my tires are lying to me, or I better come in. And there he goes. You're Larry Sleater right now coming down pit road.
And put Rick Vergone in first place.
Yes, it is. Going to put your new leader right here, Rick Vergone, in the number 10. I am going to assume that, he's probably not going to stay out too long.
Can't imagine he will too much longer either. I'd imagine him, William Britton, Lance Yancey will be in the pits here soon.
Preferably under the green flag. William Britton's way back here. He is actually the second place car. They're all kind of clustered.
Got them all mixed up.
All mixed up.
Jumbled and jangled, and some of them even mangled, but actually not really. Nobody's really crashed.
Their truck went up. Thank you.
That's the 24 of Dakota Floyd. He's going to make it around your race later there. And Dakota is now back on his lead lap. Or the lead lap. We're wrong.
We're wrong.
Yeah. I didn't think Ricky would stay out there this long, and he's on his fifth lap. So Rick Vergone is your race leader. William Britton is 15, 16 seconds behind him. That is your second place car. Lance Yancey is in third at 26 seconds behind your race leader.
Thank you.
And William, your second place is he's gonna dive in, and Rick, Rick's still out there.
Still low down.
You know, he has almost a lap ahead of second place.
Yeah.
These guys are doing laps at about 30 to 33 seconds.
10.
And he's 26 seconds ahead.
Yep. Yeah, you just saw Travis Smith and LZ Daly get their lap back on the outside. Richard Holland, he's going to go around. He's going to get his lap, and Rick Ragone is going to come down into pit road. And there you go. And looky.
And if he can go quick enough, he's not going to lose very many spots.
Well, we'll see if it pays off. Right side is up. It's going to probably do a full tire swap. Yep. There he goes, the left side. Rick Ragone dropping down into 9th already, but he's out and ready to go. And guess who that's going to put in first? This man right here in the 88.
John Jacob
Jingleheimer,
Jingleheimer, Ricky
Smith,
Austin, Bobby Wagner.
Sorry about the pickup there.
Austin Wagner. There is your leader, and Glenn Jameson is going to move up to second spot right here. 3.5 seconds behind him. Dakota Floyd right in behind him. Richard Holland.
Was leading, and after his pits, he dropped down to about 13th place, so he's gained those spots back.
Yep. And now he's going to take over second. Now the long road to chase down Austin. Boy, once they got separated, boy, I mean, it's kind of like a road course now.
So it's going to be interesting because I'm not 100% sure, but Ricky might be able to make it without another pit. And I think there's going to be a lot of other guys that are going to have to pit. So it's going to make it very interesting if
Be
that
real
is the
close.
case and he can make it the rest of the way without pitting.
Yeah, it's going to be real close for Rick. Meanwhile, you got Richard Holland. He's got the gap down already to just a second. You see him coming into the top of your screen right there?
I feel like I owe you several of those.
No, you're good. Hey, Ricky, come on up.
And now to a half a second.
Austin's probably looking back. Where did he come from?
Right? Not going to give any pressure whatsoever. Just going to give him the inside lane. Richard Holland's going to go ahead and pass him, and he's going to regain the lead. Regain the lead. Your leader, Richard Holland. Richard. Richard Holland. See what I did there?
No.
Holland. No? Nothing?
Okay. I got it.
You're just hard to fucking please tonight. Look, my ex-wife.
Wow.
Hence the reason why she's an ex. Not been able to talk to you about him too much, but here he is right there in the 24 car. He's up 3 spots. That's Dakota Floyd right there, and he is currently in 3rd. Glenn Jameson just behind him, and Chuck Sweeney for the first time tonight is going to move up into the top 5. Up 9 spots nonetheless.
Rick, if you're going with those new tires, able to run the fastest lap of anybody the last couple laps, so he's going to be gaining some spots back, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. He's already moved up to
Already back
9.
up to 9.
Going to dive down to the inside of your points leader right there, Roy Hyde. And take that spot away from him. And now he's up to 8. It was a makeshift crank it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rick Vergone got his eyesight. Going to drive down to the inside there, right past LZ Daly in the 6 machine. And he's going to move up to 7th. And Travis Smith in that TMC vehicle there. That's a pretty car. Anyway, Rick Vergone's going to make easy work of that. He's going to drop down. And Travis Smith is going to move down a spot as Rick moves up to 6th. But this guy right here has got a little bit of a gap. 2 seconds over him, and he's passing Glenn Jameson and going to try to take over the 4 spot. Put another car in behind. You can just see Rick coming into the top of your screen there. Glenn Jameson going to give that spot away. Richard Holland up in front. He's messing around now with some lap traffic as he goes by the 77 of Lance Yancey, coming up on TJ Lee.
Who's like, I just got this lap back.
Over, well, about 6.5 seconds between Richard Holland and 3rd place Dakota Floyd. And TJ is going to drop. Well, I got to admit, man, I mean, it got exciting there for the first 12 laps when they were all clustered, but everybody else kind of, just kind of moving and grooving. Now it's turned into kind of like a Sunday drive. Was that was the 51 of Paul Patterson. And here's another surprising one. Look at this. Vern Bradley driving down into pit road again. And he will definitely be able to go all the way. Maybe that's what he's counting on.
That's very possible.
As you see, he's got both sides tires, and he is he's a
Although
gambler.
He's 2 laps down.
He's a gambler. So it'll be interesting because he jumps back out right there in front of Rick with fresher tires and a full tank of gas. I'm going to say, what, about 9 laps more? Or fresher tires? About 9 or 10 fresher tires than Rick?
Uh, 15 laps.
15 laps.
See some of the other drivers starting to cycle in for pits.
Yep. You got Roy Hyde just came in. Brad Patterson. Paul Patterson already down there. And you're going to kind of have to because you've got people out there that have already pitted and now they got fresh tires. And not going to be that much race left. Vern Bradley going by Lance Yancey right there in the 77.
Need that anymore, Brad, but not following you.
And an outside pass, which we haven't seen too much of tonight.
Nope.
Most of the passes have been on the inside.
DJ Lee, you just saw it down at the bottom of your screen. He's going down into pit lane.
70 pitting, 70
We'll see if it pays off. He's already moved up 2 spots under the 17, but he's down 16 spots from the get-go. That is your pole sitter right there.
But he's also got a big hill to climb because he's 2 laps behind.
Yeah, you said that, and you can't hit the wall, Vern. Can't hit the wall if you're going to be doing it, trying to do that. And we back up here in front, Rick Fergone. 7 seconds. 7 seconds behind your leader, Richard Holland. Six and a half.
Seven laps is their tire difference between 1 and 2.
Looks like so far, I'm just saying, looks like so far it's kind of paying off for Rick if he can go the distance. We got 92 out of 135 already in the books.
Pretty
I don't know. I feel like he's going to have to pit one more time.
Bert, I'll also do the inside down here.
Although how many laps did he have on that last pit?
I think 75. Rick Fergone getting around that lap traffic there, Lance Yancey, and now he's got open space to try to chase down that man right there, who has a comfortable 6.7 second lead over him. Chuck Sweeney. Chuck Sweeney in third. Moving up 11 spots. And we have our caution.
Yellow flag.
We have a caution.
That was on me. I just lost it.
Not sure why, but
Sounded like I heard somebody say that was on me coming into the pits.
oh.
So now things will get interesting.
Sorry, guys.
That's going to change up pit strategies.
He's had a pretty decent week there off since the heads up.
Yep.
We gotta go around and catch space car, guys.
Richard Holland going in, Rick Vergone going in, Chuck Sweeney. There's your race leaders. When they come out of pit road, they're going to be all lined up behind the pace car. And guess what? It's about to get interesting. The average, I'm going to say they're almost all blue. There's a few green, but mostly all blue. Whatever that I rating is. I don't know, but I know they're all, 90% of them are blue. All right, 80%. We got some new drivers.
Looking at pit lap times, it looks like Austin may have just came in and gotten a splash, maybe only one set of tires.
Maybe. Gonna be interesting.
He's a whole 20 seconds faster than most of them. 15, 20 seconds faster.
Well, there's your race leader right there. With a whole bunch of cars in front. But I'm showing Richard Holland, Rick Vergone, Chuck Sweeney, John Sanu, and Austin Wagner in the top 5.
No, he gave me the EOL now. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't go pit.
As we try to get this all cleaned up.
He was ahead of me. So we got the OL first. Let it start waving people not need to stay around
So long as they just stay out, LT. When we get the when all of us get the wave around, he's gonna get you one.
Yeah, they just stay out
It's like everybody in front's going to get a wave around.
Wave around, yes. Lucky dog, no.
Yeah.
Very, very competitive.
No, you just stay up here behind me, and we'll make sure.
Oh, and highly skilled.
Flag later.
I think, isn't blue their A license? I could be wrong. I'm an announcer, damn it, CC. I can tell you what my license is. There we go. We're going to get the wave around, and yes, we are going to get lined up. Lights are out. And we're going to go right into a crank it up as soon as we go green.
Feel that Aaron Curry. They're going up here. Okay, good.
Green, green, green.
we go. There we go. Richard Holland out there in. Where we go? Wait. Okay.
There you go.
I was like, hello, cameraman. Richard Holland is your current leader. Rick Vergone right in behind. Chuck Sweeney, John Sanu, Austin Wagner, William Britton, Dakota Floyd, Glenn Jameson, and Roy Hyde, along with Brad Patterson, and that's going to be your top 10. Vern Bradley just outside of the top 10 right here. As he dives down in and oh.
Door got closed.
Door got closed hard.
Vern's rubbing his nose on that one.
.102 out of 135. 103. Austin Wagner moving past John Sanu there. He's going to move up to the top 4 spot. And look at this. You've got William Britton down there at the bottom. He's going to take a look to the inside. And yeah.
Not quite going to get it there, but now he does.
Got a hell of a race going here. Some of the big names of the league: Richard Holland, Rick Vergone, Chuck Sweeney, all in your top 3. And I am going to have to bet that it's going to be pretty hard for Chuck to get around because you got teammates in front of him. Now the question is, Breezy, we know Rick can do it. Does he pass his teammate to take the win? Or does he lock and close the door to ensure a win for the team? I don't know.
I'm kind of wondering, he's sliding a little wide on those corners, and that's leaving a hole for Chuck to slide into. And I've seen it in the last couple laps around. He kind of gets wide there, and you just see Chuck looking at that like, not yet.
Yeah, well, let's not forget about the 88 right here, Austin Wagner. He's just kind of biding a little bit of time right there. It's like, all right, we'll let these boys fight it out a little bit. We got a few more laps. William Britton's going to take a look to the inside. He goes, don't give him too many. Don't give him too many.
What's going on, Susan?
Sorry, Brian.
What up, Suzanne? Keeping an eye on right there on the 4th and 5th. And he's looking again. And this time he's going to take it. Johnson, hey. I'll
I'll
take
go
it.
through that door if you're going to leave it open.
Yeah. Somebody left the doggy door open. I can fit. Meanwhile, up here in front, Richard Holland. Driving it like a boss. But I'm having a feeling that that William Britton's going to try to put a chink in that armor. You got Chuck and Rick and Richard all just kind of driving around like, like they came to Kentucky in the same bus. And William Britton's sitting there going, what? Okay, well now they're cranking it down. But you're right. Looks like Rick's not comfortable with that last set of tires that he got. But we will find out in 15 laps because we have 25 laps to go right here, right now. Should be a good one. 2 cautions. Tabbaco Road 300 here at Kentucky Speedway. You're watching the WFO Racing Network with Deadman Strolling and Brazy, Sir Brazen Bull. If you like what you see, please make sure that you subscribe, hit that like, and follow all them buttons.
And share.
And yeah, that other one too. Oh yeah, and share.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and share.
And hit that little bell so you're notified and stay up to date with all the
There you
latest
go.
from WFO Racing Network. Well, John Sanu is going to take over that spot back from William. John Sanu, I think, just looked down and saw how many laps is left, and he's like, "Oh wait, what about me?" Because not only did he take that lap, but he is driving.
It would be interesting to see. I don't know, because Richard's getting quite a gap between him and Rick, so I'm wondering if the battle's actually going to be at second.
Well, at least you admitted something tonight there, Brazy. I'm proud of you. You're starting to realize your faults. Because you started off the statement with, "I don't know."
It's because I don't know if there's enough time left to gain that ground back.
Oh, trust
Even
me.
if Chuck gets around Rick, I don't know that there's enough time for him to get up there to catch.
They're only
catch
at a
Richard.
half a second. So, I mean, it's not like, you know. And look at this. Chuck's already looking. Chuck's already looking. See it? He's like, "Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead and go outside again like that." Just one more time. Rick realizing, "Oh shit, I kind of screwed that one. I screwed the pooch on that one. I better take it around nicely." But you are right. Richard Holland has gained another quarter of a second on those two. While they are, I won't say battling, but jockeying, I guess. You know, feeling each other out. That's just wrong in so many ways. On the track. Crazy. On the track.
Oh, on the track.
Yeah. I knew you were sitting back there dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see? Look at this. 17 laps to go.
Now Chuck's starting to push. Rick's gonna have to be careful now. Chuck wants that spot.
Oh, Chuck doesn't just want that spot. He's going to push Rick right back up to Richard. Kept going a little wide this time. Rick protecting that inside corner. Little bit of breathing room there now. 15 laps to go. They're all on the same size or the same set of tires.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they're all on the same lap tires, so
that was a little bit of blinkage. That was Vern putting in cheat codes again. A little late. Vern currently
late, yeah.
Currently running last on the lead lap in 13th spot. There he is. Kind of bundled up. There's your currently in 5th spot. John Sanu in 4th. And here's where the battle is. This is going to be your battle. 12 laps to go. Chuck Sweeney and Rick Fergone racing and battling for P2. Richard Holland is your current race leader. Go ahead and get your vote in for driver of the day. Your favorite race driver. Put it in there, and we'll do an interview at the end of the race. Who do you think has shined today? Back here and take a look at their Chuck. Because we got less than 10 laps to go. If you're going to do something, if you can do something, this is going to be that time. But Chuck will not race you dirty. More than happy to take P3.
at this point he's starting to lose a little ground from Rick, so
Yeah.
I don't.
Yep, Rick looks like he might have been saving a little bit of tire, and Chuck burned off a little bit there, and they're going to be going around, and he's just able to keep that ticker ahead. Meanwhile, Holland. Yeah, meanwhile, Richard's almost got a second lead already. That's going to be tough to overcome with 7 laps to go here at Kentucky. You want to know what it's like to have a second to think about life? There it is. Richard Holland. 6 laps to go, and he is all by himself.
All by himself. Right where he wants to be. All by himself. To the end.
Probably be better if your push to talk would given out on you. Oh, we've got a vote. 0-0. Roy Hyde. Like I said, get your favorite driver in right tonight. Driver of the day. Get your votes in. 1 for 0-0. I can't either. The more the merrier, CC. It's a great group of guys. Thinking about, you know what, Brazy? I'm thinking
What are you thinking?
a race team. I think I'll buy a race team.
Oh yeah? You gonna buy the window liquor team?
Sorry, Austin.
I don't know about that.
You're good.
Richard Holland increasing his lead. And look at this, Chuck Sweeney. John Sanu has not only moved up, but able to pass Chuck Sweeney. And he's going to be in P3. And I just don't think anybody's got anything for that man right there. Great job. Richard Holland, 31. Two laps. Yellow, yellow, yellow. I'm kidding. Patterson getting up there on the wall, getting out of the way. Letting the leader go on by. Final lap. Last lap. Nobody's going to have anything for that man. Going into the final set of turns.
Get a race you want.
Your race winner, right there, the 31, Richard Holland.
Good job.
Good win, Richard. Good win.
Rick Fragone's going to be coming in second. John Sanu, third. Chuck Sweeney going to drop down to fourth.
Yeah, thanks,
Austin
everybody.
Wagner
Good
is going to take fifth with Dakota Floyd coming in sixth. William Britton losing it right there at the end. Who's going to take seventh? Glenn Jameson in the 63 Ford. Eighth, Roy Hyde. Going to get another top 10 this week with LZ Daly, along with LZ Daly. And that is your top 10. And we will be right back. Well, that's right. We don't have any music. Let's go watch a little bit of celebration right here with Richard Holland as we get set up for interviews. The hell was that? Was that you?
That was the crowd cheer.
Yeah, okay. Sounded like somebody dropped a bunch of marbles. Let him have a little bit of celebration time before we bring it up there. And look at it. There's the teammates. Richard Holland first, and Rick Vergone is your second place for tonight. There we go, there we go, there we go. We can get him up in there. How about you, Richard Holland? You got a copy.
Woo!
There you go. They're back in the winner's circle, baby.
Finally, man, not to say that it's really been all that long, I guess, but man, we've kind of struggled in this car this season, but what a great run, great finish. This win feels really good to get back into, just to have a great run, really, and have everything go our way and then finish it off with a win. Just feels good.
Well, there you go. Take us through. It looked like you guys were right on top of pits, man. I mean, you stuck out there and you got. Would it have changed if there wouldn't have been a second caution?
No. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, we actually didn't want the caution. I think we were in a really good spot if we didn't have it.
Right.
Obviously it worked out for us either way, but I felt like we were in a really good spot if we didn't have the caution, just because we had stayed out so long and then had the tires and we were just on a different strategy, but it worked out because that first caution we stopped and took tires. I think there was only like 3 or 4 of us that did it.
Yeah.
And everybody else took fuel only.
Yeah. And then you get your teammate right in behind you.
Man, I'll tell you, I don't know how many times this season alone that we've had really good runs, and we should have had a 1-2 finish at Chicagoland. I think that was in the truck, but we've had really, really good runs and haven't had the finishes to show it. So yeah, it's awesome to finish 1-2, no doubt.
Well, there you go, there you go. Anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's win?
I just want to thank Ricky for being an awesome teammate, and us working so well together. And like I said, I couldn't be happier for him to get second place. That's for sure. Just want to thank you guys for putting on this show and doing the broadcast so we can go back and watch it. And everybody that puts on this the race week in and week out. And I want to thank the drivers. I think I've said it every time I've been up here, man. They really class of the field drivers, man. It's makes for great racing. Not very many cautions, and even the people that end up lap down, which even myself, and I'm in that situation. Everybody seems to give plenty of room and very cautious, and it's makes for a really, really fun racing with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the good things about watching it. I mean, everybody, don't get me wrong, everybody likes a good wreck every now and then, but I mean, unless you're a driver, then you're not too happy about it. But
no,
we've had quite a few comments that come in too, through chat and fans, and they're like, "Wow, these guys are really, really good," and it's showing. It's definitely showing. You guys put a hell of a show on every week.
Yeah, well, I mean, and like I say, that starts. It starts and it goes all the way through the field. It doesn't matter whoever it is or where they're running. Everybody seems to be a class act and really respects everybody and the racing's good. It's hard racing. It's competitive, but it's clean and it's fun and puts on a good show. And like I say, that it wouldn't happen if it wasn't everybody from top to bottom. So
there we go. Well, congratulations to ladies and gentlemen. There is your winner of tonight's Tabbaco 300. Congratulations, Richard.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
All right, we got to get the number 2 driver up in here. Up in here. See what he's got to say. My first question to him is how much did Richard have to pay him to sit back there and block everybody?
Oh, trust me, if I could have, I'd have put the bumper to him and dumped him for the win.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Friendship and teammates go out the window with 5 laps to go.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I'd have fucking turned him in a heartbeat for a W.
How you doing,
I've been
Rick?
telling him for about 15 years now, so we've been doing sim racing, that I'd turn him. I'd like to do it just right, so I could turn him at the finish of one of these things and take the win that way. But he's too fast tonight, so I couldn't do nothing with him.
Yep. And then you had Chuck in the back there. Now Chuck ended up finishing 4th, but you guys were battling it out there for a little while.
Yeah, I set out and pushed hard pretty much that whole run, and once I think Chuck started to push a little harder too, he put the pressure on me to go chase Richard down, and then he just drove away from us. But no, that was this place is tough track. It's hard to get through 3 and 4, and it's hard to hit the line because who the hell knows where the line is, right?
Right.
But no, that was a good race, and I wasn't sure how our strategy was going to work. I think it would have worked fine for Richard. I might have had to battle a few cars at the end of it, but staying out when everybody short pitted due to staying out the first stop, it
Yeah.
was quite a little bit of strategy going on. But I think we were going to be a lot harder to catch that second run for everyone because we're going to be pacing the field at that point. But we'll see what happens. But
Well.
it worked out. Caution came out just right, just before I was about ready to make a pit stop, and got second place. Happy with that.
There you go. Rich, you're getting first. You're getting second, and a great night for the team.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt about it. ACRM, thank those guys for putting this show on and making it happen. Making sure we got a room to race in every Tuesday and Wednesday, and we want to thank Hal and all the Amy Army, baby. Thank them for tuning in, watching, supporting us.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Second place, but first in our hearts, Rick Vergone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my God, I think I sped up a little bit. Let's go ahead and get John Sanu. He's here somewhere. Let's get him up here into the box. There we go. How about you, John? You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, and you're in there in third.
I'll take
P3,
it.
baby. P3 here at Kentucky. But hey.
I will take it. This is a fun track. It's a lot of work, but
Yeah.
it's a fun track. I was pretty good, especially on the last half of the runs. I was pretty decent. I was too easy on the tires the first run. Luckily, the caution came out, which I was involved in. But I realized in the first pits I was comparing tires with Dakota, and I was way under driving it, so I started stepping up. But yeah, it was tire wear was pretty big here, which made for a lot of fun racing throughout.
Yep. Any pit strategy, or I mean, did you just wing it and try to hold on, because you had quite a battle going on there with Chuck?
Yeah, I tend to run. My typical strategy is we have a ballpark plan, and then we usually also take into account whenever Chuck pits. And so they also use that as a gauge. Yeah, we watch how Richard and Ricky do that a lot of times. Evolution, a lot of times they run a lot of mileage runs, so we kind of look a lot like what Richard and Ricky do, and then obviously what Chuck does, and sort of factor that into. We ballpark what we think we're going to do, and then we look at what they do. So, yeah, it's all those pits were pretty close, about the same. There was, some a short pit a little bit, but everybody I think pretty much came to the pits at about the same time, save for the caution ones. But yeah, I had a pretty good car in the end. I was able to get around Chuck, which was awesome. And Ricky, I was gaining him on a bit, but I would have had to have probably another 10, 15 laps probably to give him a fight. So more than happy to be able, hey, anytime you can pass Chuck on a green run race, that's an accomplishment. To be racing up around these guys, Chuck, Ricky, Richard, I can't complain about a third place finish. I'll take that all day against that talent that we have in this league. So yeah,
what you're
very
telling
happy
me,
with my finish.
What you're telling me, John, is that the drivers or the team meetings are real easy at your team shop, right?
Well, no, we actually do come in with a plan, but it is sometimes skewed.
What's our plan? Whatever Richard and Chuck do.
Yeah. No, we have a plan coming in, but sometimes it can be skewed by what Richard, Ricky, and Chuck do. Sometimes we'll look at what they do because they're really good at this. They've been doing it longer and better than we have for a while. So yeah, we definitely take it into account when they pit. I'm like, okay, so and so, or Dakota be like, so and so pitted. I'm like, okay, should we adjust what we're doing? What do we want to do? So
Yep.
we'll look at it, look at the pace. Like here, looked green flag runs. So we sort of tried to pit around when they did. We talked about that. Richard came in. I think Richard, Ricky first, and then Chuck a lap or two after that. I think if I recall in the one set, we're like, yeah, maybe we better come in. So because there was loss, you did lose time on the laps. So yeah, we definitely. Yeah, I'm not afraid. I'm not embarrassed to admit that. I always try to run against the better guys. That's how you learn or do what they do. That's how you get better. So
There
yeah.
you go. There you go. And they're fine teachers.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, fun to run around. Like I said, I'm glad. It feels good to get up and run against these guys. And actually, it's just not the three. This year, Glenn, Bert, Michael's showing speed. Vern's always fast. Elsie has stepped it up huge this year. There's talent throughout this field.
Yep.
So anytime you can get up into a podium with these guys is a win.
There you go. Well, anyone you'd like to thank for your P3?
Teammate Dakota, of course, with his help, and also want to thank Chuck and Rick and Ricky, or Richard and Ricky, for the pit advice that they don't know they gave us. No, and of course my sponsors, Luke Transport, Luke Oil, Litco, another round I think is on with us this year as well. They're always, can't do without them, and you guys of course too, putting on the broadcast. Really enjoy going back and watching it. So you guys do a hell of a job up here as well, and the time you put into it.
Well, thank you very much. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Your third place finisher tonight at the Tabbaco Road 300, John Sanu.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right, we got one more.
Do we not let them know that we don't put much time into this?
Well, you don't. You show up like 3 minutes before the broadcast. And
I
then,
was here more than 3 minutes before the broadcast.
I mean, how about you? How about you, Roy? You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, sir.
There you go. Congratulations on Driver of the Day. I think you're going to have to throw that out to David.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it very, very much. Actually, I'm on the phone with David right now.
There you go. Well, you got Driver of the Day. Take us through the race.
Thank you, guys. It was. I pushed way too hard. Basically, every run, I wore the right front of it off like nobody's business. And after that, it was just managing the distance I had from the guy behind me, making sure he didn't catch me before I had to pit or the end of the race. Basically, is what it was for me.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the guy who won tonight's only 2 points behind you in the points.
Yeah, I think he's going to be taking a points lead over. I was looking at the points right after the race, so I think I'm going to be P2 in points after tonight. So congratulations, Richard. That's a hell of a driver. He does a really good job too.
Yeah, he did a great job tonight. Any pit strategy, anything to do that you learned that you can bring back to Kentucky next time?
Well, I tried the whole pit strategy of pitting early on the last pit stop, and boy, did that bite me whenever that caution came out. So we had to take the wave around, and we were kind of stuck back there. And luckily, I was able to pull off a top 10 out of it, and I'm kind of grateful for that because I burned the right front off of it on that last run, just trying to stay ahead of them.
Well, you learned a little bit tonight. You can always take that information because guess what? We'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, sir, we will in the trucks. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to you guys' broadcast, too.
All right, brother. Well, you have a great evening, and congratulations on Driver of the Day.
Well, thank you very much, sir. You guys have a good one up there, too, and great job, by the way. Love your broadcast.
Thank you. Well, there, Brazy, that's going to bring another close to a Twisted Tuesday, Week 7 here at Kentucky. We'll be back tomorrow. Any final words and thoughts?
It's a fun race. Great race. All them guys do a wonderful job. I mean, we had 2 cautions, but really, they never actually hit anything. So you can almost say it was cautionless, but I mean,
no, you can't. When another car hits another car, that's hitting something.
That's why I said almost. I mean, the first caution, it was just the guy getting spun out, and the second caution, I don't even know. Huh?
Pitted. They got pitted. No, I'm kidding.
in the second caution, I don't even know if we really saw what happened there. So
I have no idea what happened, and nothing at all showed up. I was like, wait, what? Okay. But
so
yeah.
I mean, it was a great race. These guys are a great group of guys doing great things on the track, and
Oh, you're really sucking up to Vern to get that lead broadcasting role, aren't you? Jesus Christ alone.
shit.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight on behalf of Sir Brazen Bull and myself, Deadman Strolling, WFO Racing Network, along with DMS Productions and Amy Contracting. I want to thank you for spending your night with us tonight. God bless, and we out of here. Have a good night.